below it. High fives being exchanged, and we are ready for the tip-off here. Nashawn George at 6'9" will tip off with Carlos McLeod, who is 6'5". Brett Nansel, Deldre Carr, and Eric Boyce are referees for tonight's game. Nashawn George jumping up a little early, tips it up and gets it back into the hands of Perion Calendret, and we are off and going. Idaho taking on New Hope here tonight. New Hope begins in his zone defense. Pass goes into the corner to Chris Sarbaugh, feeds it to the right block, and Idaho needs just 10 seconds to strike as the pass goes to Nashawn George, who had an easy lay-in off the glass. Idaho again definitely with the size advantage. New Hope only with 8 players with them here on this road trip. Pump fake, shot put up, no good, out of the hands of Kainoa Peterson. Rebound for the Vandals in transition, a handoff to Sanders. He'll take the three, and it's nothing but net for Victor Sanders. Already 5-0 Vandals, and we're not even 45 seconds into this game. So the start that Idaho is looking for. Crossover attempted, but Isaiah Large loses the ball. Large, he's taken 43 shots over the last 2 games for New Hope, so a guy who's not afraid to put it up in the air. Pass goes in the paint, nearly knocked away, 10 on the shot clock. Here's a 3 from McLeod. It comes up just short. Rims out, rebound by Nashawn George. Vandals trying to push it in transition. Pass from Perion Calendret, intended for Chris Sarbaugh, but it was Large who stuck his foot out, kicked the ball, and Idaho will get it out of bounds from the near sideline. New Hope, formerly Eugene Bible College, an NCCAA Division I school. The extra C stands for Christian. Here's another 3 from Sanders. It comes up short. Offensive rebound by Arkady McCurchin. Second chance for the Vandals. Sarbaugh pass underneath the basket. No one guarding Nashawn George. He leaps up, a two-handed dunk for Nashawn George. He has 4 points. Idaho up on New Hope 7-0 here with 18.5 minutes to go in the first half. Three-pointer launched. It is no good as it bounces high off the rim and hits the shot clock, so it's out of bounds. Trey Harbick attempted that three-pointer. Harbick also on the New Hope golf team. Starting 5 for the Vandals. This is one of those games where if things go the way Idaho would like, some guys further down on the bench might be able to see some extended minutes. Cross-court heave from Sarbaugh to Sanders. Fakes it from the right corner. Now up top to Calendret. Left side to Sarbaugh. No-look dish to Sanders. He'll take a wide-open 3, and it goes in and out. Sanders now 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Rebound for New Hope. That's their first of the game. Idaho able to come away with the first 4. 2 minutes into the matchup, Idaho a 7-0 lead on New Hope. Isaiah Large looks left side, feeds into the corner, goes to McLeod, a guy who can drive to the basket. He tries to. The ball stripped away by Perion Calendret, goes between the legs of McLeod, but it was last touched by Idaho. It will remain New Hope basketball. 10 on the shot clock. New Hope will inbound the ball from the baseline right of the basket. Large will inbound it here. He has Calendret's hand in his face. Pass goes into the hands of Josiah Lynch, but he has his shot blocked from behind as Lynch was knifing towards the basket. So 9 seconds on the shot clock. Inbounds pass skipped in the hands of McLeod. He wants to drive. Sarbaugh guarding him. He'll take a 3. It's no good. Victor Sanders with the board. Sanders has it here, gives it over to Calendret. Right back to Sanders. He drives baseline. No-look dish underneath the basket, and the ball tipped away by Trey Harbick out of bounds off the Deacons. 17 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the first half. 7-0 Idaho up. Calendret, the reigning Big Sky Conference Player of the Week, inbounds it over to Sarbaugh. He gets it back into the corner to Sanders. Looking down low for George. Back out to Calendret. Open for 3. He'll let it fly. Nothing but net. 10-0. Idaho jumps out to the early large lead here after a Perion Calendret three-pointer. Calendret had 25 points, 1 shy of tying his career high against WSU. Large will take a 3. That's no good. George with the board. Vandals trying to push it. Outlet pass up to Calendret. He dribbles over in the left corner. Nothing there. Easy. Skips it down low to McCurchin. Back out to Calendret. Puts up a 3 again. That's no good. Offensive board by George. The size advantage just too much as he spins around a defender and has an easy lay-in. George now has 6 points, and Idaho up on New Hope 12-0. 16 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first half. Large, stuttered, drive, kicks it back out in the hands of Lynch. He feeds it back to him. Now between the circles into the hands of Harbick. Left wing will have a foul call as Peterson got the ball, and Arkady McCurchin will be whistled for that foul. 12-0 Idaho up. 3.5 minutes into this game. Calendret, the first Idaho player to be named the Big Sky Player of the Week this year. Last year, Connor Hill and Mike Scott each earned that honor once. Stutter step from Peterson. Tries to step back, nearly traveled. Got it over the hands of Large. He'll take a three. That's no good. George tips the rebound to himself. Slips off his fingertips, but Chris Sarbaugh there's to collect it. Gives it up to Calendret. Idaho 5 for 8 shooting. New Hope 0 for 6 so far. Underneath the basket. Left-handed shot off the glass. Kissed in by Arkady McCurchin. The whistle comes in. He's fouled. And McCurchin will go to the free throw line. And he'll have a chance at a three-point play. 14-0 Idaho leads New Hope. 16 minutes and 12 seconds left to go. Peterson will step out along with Lynch. Coming into the game is Logan Register, along with Emerson Hoffman. Register as the foul shot is up, and it's good. 15-0 now the score in favor of Idaho, leading New Hope. Register, unique hair, has got zigzag shaved into the side of his head. New Hope able to break the Idaho press. Here's a three-pointer on its way. That's no good, out of the hands of Emerson Hoffman. Another rebound by Idaho, 8-2, the rebounding total so far in favor of the Vandals. Sanders drives baseline, no-look pass to George. Loses control of the ball, but goes into the hands of Calendret. Skips it down underneath the basket to Sanders. Wraparound lay-in is good, and Idaho now up 17-0 on New Hope. And this has gone so far the way Idaho would have liked in a game where maybe guys a little bit further on the bench. The Pat Ingrams, the Skylar Whites, the Jake Strongs, they might get a lot of playing time in this game. Three-pointer attempted by Large. It's an air ball, and it goes out of bounds, and that will take us to the first media timeout. That'll be a big overhaul of Vandals coming in here on New Hope. New Hope, an NCCAA Division I school, the extra C for Christian, formerly Eugene Bible College. Idaho, so far so good against the smaller school. Vandal basketball. Victor Sanders open for three, left corner. He'll take it. That's no good. Easy board for Ty Egbert. Clears it back out up top to Perion Calendret. Over to Chad Sherwood. He'll take a three, and he's got it. A 20-0 run to begin the game for the Vandals. Both Sherwoods, Chad and Nate, out on the floor along with Ty Egbert. The only two starters still out on the court for Idaho, Victor Sanders and Perion Calendret. New Hope still looking for their first basket. McLeod tries to pull up for the jumper off balance, and it comes up way short, barely skimming off the front of the iron. Rebound by the Vandals. McLeod takes it away from Sanders. It will be a 2-on-1. McLeod goes up for the lay-in. He's fouled. And McLeod will go to the line here with 14 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the first half, and a chance to get the first points of the game for the Deacons. Sanders had his pocket picked there. Nice defense by McLeod. McLeod, a guy going to school a long ways from home. He's from Skipperville, Alabama. Scored over 1,000 points in high school. The first of two is up, and it's good. So New Hope gets their first point of the game here. 5 minutes and 21 seconds into the game. Jordan Scott and Pat Ingram will come in as both Perion Calendret and Victor Sanders will head out. So no starters out on the floor here for the Vandals. Second is good for McLeod. Make it now 20-2. Idaho with the lead on New Hope. Pat Ingram and Jordan Scott in the game, joining both Sherwoods and Ty Egbert out on the floor. New Hope playing a zone here again. A team with only 8 players with them for this game. Not a lot of size. Their tallest player is 6'6". Their tallest starter was 6'5". Baseline pass from Egbert. Goes over to Ingram. Now to Jordan Scott. His shot's no good. Offensive board by Ty Egbert. Looking to go back up with it. His shot's no good. Tips the board back to himself, and his second attempt is good. Ty Egbert, too much of a size advantage for New Hope there. Egbert averaging 5 points per game this year. Played some really quality minutes off the bench against WSU. Ball goes off the foot of Isaiah Large. Tried to cross over and kicked it off his sneaker. So it will be Idaho basketball after a New Hope turnover. Egbert had 4 points but 9 rebounds against the Cougars. Those 17 more boards that Idaho had compared to Washington State, a big reason why the Vandals won last Thursday. 22-2, Idaho up. Sherwood, Chad that is, one of the three from the corner, dropped the ball. High arcing pass over to Ingram. Left corner to Jordan Scott. He'll feed it right back to Ingram in the corner. Little pitch and catch. Now right wing to Chad Sherwood. He'll take the three, and that's no good. Egbert, another board, and gets the easy putback. Boy, Ty Egbert getting it done down in the low post. As far as the offensive rebounds go, Idaho has 2. That was a huge, huge reason Idaho topped WSU. The Vandals had 14-1 offensive rebound tally. A steal here for Pat Ingram. He's able to go up and get the two-handed dunk. As the Idaho bench up on their feet, Ingram all smiles here from ear to ear. after Ingram got the dunk. And there'll be a foul called as Large able to drive into Ingram and get the whistle. 13 minutes and 5 seconds left to go in the first half, and so far Idaho, this one unfolding the way the Vandals would like. It is 26-2. Idaho up on New Hope. That is the third team foul on Idaho. No starters in the game here for Idaho. Starters were in there for a little bit and got that lead up quickly. Driving, getting the shot to go is Carlos McLeod. So McLeod able to get underneath the basket, even though it was an off-balance shot, still got it to go. McLeod with all 4 of New Hope's points. Idaho 26, the Deacons 4. Chad Sherwood left wing over to Pat Ingram. Ingram, first-year member of the Vandals, started his college career at Iowa. Drives, kicks it out to Chad Sherwood. He'll take the 3, and he buries it. 29-4, a three-pointer for Chad Sherwood. So Sherwood got that one to fall, and Idaho continues to add on to their advantage. Here's a three-pointer from New Hope, another one that came up short. Josiah Lynch, a sophomore from Whittier, California, had to come up short. Vandals in transition, touch pass to Jordan Scott, spins around underneath the basket, it's no good. Offensive board by Nate Sherwood, passes out to his brother Chad, goes for another 3, that won't fall. Saving it is Jordan Scott, into the corner to Sherwood. He heaves it back to Ingram on the V of the Vandals logo at midcourt. Here at the foul line, pass underneath the hoop, it's Nate Sherwood, threads the needle to Ty Egbert. He jumps up and slams it home. 31-4, Ty Egbert. Nice job here for the Vandals. Idaho really getting it done on the glass. Here's a deep 3 from Large, and that goes. Isaiah Large, who has taken 43 field goal attempts over the last 2 games, takes one there and gets the first three-pointer for New Hope to fall. Vandals 31, Deacons 7, 11 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Ingram over to Jordan Scott. He'll take the wide open 3, and that's good. Jordan Scott knocking down just his third three-pointer of this season. 34-7, another 3 there for the Vandals. Here's a 3 attempted by New Hope, and it won't go. McLeod too much on it. Ty Egbert another rebound. He's got a chance to get a double-double here in this game. Pass underneath the basket. Ingram found Nate Sherwood, but Sherwood just a little off on his touch. Came up just short. New Hope gets the ball back. No-look dish. Goes in the hands of Harbrick. He'll take a 3, and Harbrick gets that one to fall. 31-10. So this New Hope team likes to take a lot of three-pointers. For Idaho, the big key in this game was to defend the three-point line. They've done a good job thus far. Going against this New Hope zone, Idaho gets a baseline to Egbert, goes back in the corner to Chad Sherwood. Cross-court heave to Jordan Scott. Now straight away to Ingram. Back over to Chad Sherwood. He'll take a 3, no good. Jordan Scott gets the offensive board, and no one between him and the basket after he got it. Easy 2 for Jordan Scott. He makes the bucket, and Idaho back with a 26-point lead. Vandals 36, Deacons 10. A little over 10 minutes to play in the first half. Large near side. He's able to draw contact. That foul will be called on Pat Ingram, and that will take us to another break. Idaho up 36-10 on New Hope. Today's game is sponsored by FanDuel, the official NBA one-day fantasy game. Play today, win today at FanDuel. A 36-10 lead on the Deacons. New Hope Christian College, formerly Eugene Bible College, located in Eugene, Oregon. New Hope basketball, but it's taken away by Nick Blair, but he has it go off his fingertips. Nick Blair read the pass and almost had himself a fast break where he could have had a dunk. It slipped off his fingers. For the Vandals, Chris Sarbaugh comes back into the game. Nick Blair comes out and sees his first minutes. Jordan Scott, Chad Sherwood, and Ty Egbert remain out on the floor. New Hope not with a lot of depth, only 8 players traveling with them for this game. Between the circles, spinning around, it's Harbrick. Dribbling near half court, 10 on the shot clock. New Hope has to act here quick. Peterson tries to drive on Blair, kicks it out over to McLeod. 5 on the shot clock. He drives, and an offensive foul will be called on Garrett McLeod. It was Chris Sarbaugh who took the charge that time as Sarbaugh hit the floor in today's game to take our charge of the game, brought to you by Great Floors. Great Floors for all of your flooring and countertop needs. Just the second team foul for New Hope so far. Idaho being led in scoring by Nishawn George and also Ty Egbert. Here's a three-pointer from Chad Sherwood. He knocks it down. Sherwood his third three-pointer of the game. He's 3 for 6 from beyond the arc, and Idaho tacks onto their lead. It's now the Vandals 39, New Hope 10. McLeod will take a straightaway three. That's no good. Sarbaugh has the board. Idaho 21-3, out-rebounding New Hope. In transition, Chad Sherwood, nice pass underneath the basket. Scott couldn't get it to go, but he gets his own rebound after the miss, and that finger roll drops in. 41-10, Idaho adds on to their lead. Vandals here, opportunity in this game. Everything started like Idaho had planned. There's a three-pointer. It's an air ball. That will go out of bounds and be Idaho basketball. And Idaho going to give a chance for the guys who don't see as many minutes to play more in this game. Nick Blair really had a breakout game against WSU. He's out on the floor right now and 5 points in that game. That's a career high for the freshman. Played some very valuable minutes, provided a spark off the bench. The athletic wing came in and played against WSU. He's out on the floor now, and now it's Jake Strawn and Skylar White who come in the game. So every member of the Vandals outside of Paulin Poway has played so far, and Poway heads over to the scorer's table. Up high, Sarbaugh a high screen, gives it over to Nick Blair, drives, no-look dish underneath the basket to Ty Egbert. Easy two-hand dunk for him. Nice pass from Nick Blair, the freshman out of Bishop Gorman High School, a powerhouse high school in Las Vegas. Here's a three, launched by the southpaw, Kyle Schwinn, a Eugene native, couldn't get it to go. Skylar White with the board, so every member of the Vandals has played so far. 43-10, Idaho up, 8:20 left to go. Underneath the basket, a pass over to Jake Strawn. He'll take the three-pointer, that won't go. Ball tipped up in the air, Ty Egbert trying to hang on to it, but he knocks it out of bounds. It'll be New Hope basketball. Paula Poway will step in the game as Ty Egbert will head out. Egbert has really been playing some quality basketball this season. Idaho shooting 58% in this game so far. New Hope, well, they've taken 13 fewer shots. They are 3 for 18 from the field. Idaho with 20 more rebounds already. 24 boards for the Vandals, 4 for New Hope. Idaho's been on a 9-0 run. New Hope hasn't scored over the last 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Off a screen, here's a three-pointer. Harbert couldn't get it to go. Offensive board by Logan Register. Back another three-point attempt, and that one falls. So that one goes for Kainoa Peterson, a Hawaii native. 43-13, back to a 30-point Idaho lead. Under 8 minutes to play. Strawn, the Colton native, spins it over left side to Skylar White. Now over on the left wing to Sarbaugh. In the corner, goes to Strawn. Strawn finds Skylar White. Off balance, two, no good. Gets his own miss, puts it back up. That won't go. Third attempt, no good. And it will be knocked out of bounds by Paulin Poway. 3 attempts for Skylar White. Couldn't get one of them to fall. And that will take us to another break. Here the first half with 7 minutes and 36 seconds to go. Idaho has a 43-13 lead on New Hope. This is the Idaho, so not an NAIA school nor a NCAA Division I, II, or III school. New Hope making the trek here from Eugene. New Hope basketball. Idaho with Nick Blair, Jake Strawn, Paulin Poway, Skylar White, and Chris Sarbaugh on the floor. The starters played about the first 5 to 6 minutes. Idaho jumped out to a 20-0 lead here from between the circles. A long three-pointer put up by Large. That's no good. Tip back in the hands of Register. He'll take a three, and it's an air ball. Easy rebound by Skylar White. Outlet pass up to Sarbaugh, who's running the point. Now to Blair. He'll take the three, and it goes in and out. Paulin Poway trying to get the offensive board. Couldn't hang on to it, and it's out of bounds on him. Nick Blair made his first collegiate three-pointer in that last game against WSU, and Idaho needed every one of those points as the Vandals won the Battle of the Palouse for the second year in a row, a 78-74 victory over the Cougs. Left wing, McLeod, the leading scorer for New Hope with it. Stutter step left side, gives it to a cutting Schwinn. Schwinn between the circles to Large. He'll try to drive, dish at the last second, nearly goes out of bounds. McLeod chases it down. 12 on the shot clock, 3 from Schwinn, and it's no good. Sarbaugh gets the one-handed rebound. Well, in this game, New Hope has taken 22 shots. Only 4 of them have been inside the perimeter. They've taken a lot of three-pointers. Vandals working on this New Hope zone. Back over to Strawn. He'll take the three, and he knocks it down. Jake Strawn with a three-pointer. Strawn, the Colton native who redshirted last year, scored over 1,500 points in his high school career. Three-pointer on its way from McLeod. Hard miss off the back of the iron. White has it. Spins it over to Sarbaugh. Left corner. It's Strawn again. Takes another three. Too much on it. No good. Offensive board by Poway, and the Vandals will reset up the offense here. 33-point Idaho lead on New Hope. 6 minutes to play in the first half. Blair touch pass to Poway baseline. Back over to Strawn. Strawn at the elbow, gives it over to White. He'll take a jumper, and that falls. Skylar White with his first basket of the game. White, transfer who sat out last year, played at George Washington. And has seen some time for the Vandals this year. Driving towards the basket, getting the whistle is Isaiah Large. Just looks like it'll be a shooting foul. It will be called on Jake Strawn. And it will be 2 shots coming up for Isaiah Large. For the Vandals, Ty Egbert has a team-high 8 points. Actually, it's Chad Sherwood who leads the team with his 9 points. Egbert has 8 points and 6 rebounds to go with it. Jordan Scott has 7. Nashawn George with 6. Here's the first foul shot, and it's good from Isaiah Large. Large went to South Salem High School and had 32 points earlier this year against PLU. 48-14 after the first foul shot goes in. Pat Ingram steps in the game as Sarbaugh will head out for the Vandals. He makes both, making it 48-15. The current Vandals in the game. Strawn with 3, White with 2, Ingram with 2. Blair, Poway, Sarbaugh, and Nate Sherwood, the only Vandals who haven't scored in this first half, and every single member of Idaho has played in this game. Jake Strawn on the wing. Looks over right side, gives it back over to Pat Ingram. Ingram starts to drive. Now over to White. He'll take the 3, and it is no good. Rebound collected by Harbick. Harbick, the sophomore, feeds it over to Isaiah Large. Large has his pass taken away. It was intended for Peterson. Blair has it. Blair can dunk if he gets to the basket, and there'll be a foul called on New Hope. That's going to send Nick Blair, looks like, to the line. No, they're going to call it on the floor. So no foul shots coming up for Nick Blair. Blair, known for his vertical leap and dunks, was called Air Blair in high school. Also played volleyball and track in high school. Had 21 points in the state title game last spring as he helped Bishop Gorman win their 4th straight Nevada State Championship. Inbound pass goes to White, feeds it right back to Ingram. Between the circles to Jake Strawn. Right wing to Blair. In the middle of the paint to White. Nothing there. 20 on the shot clock. White, a big guy, does have a good shot, though, from longer range. Gives it over to Ingram. Stutter step. Left-handed lay-in is good. Boy, split by a pair of defenders and able to kiss it off the glass with the left hand. 50-15 now the score. Ingram has 4 points for the Vandals. Also 2 assists to go with it. 35-point Idaho lead. Head fake from Harbick. 4 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the first half. Trying baseline. It's cut off for Large. Goes back out. Peterson will step beyond the arc and take the 3. It comes up short. Rebound by White. 3-on-1 here on the fast break. Ingram, hard pass over to Strawn. Gets it over to Blair. Blair leaps up. Almost pauses in midair. Lets the defender go by. And double pumps that shot up and in. Idaho with their largest lead, 52-15. For New Hope, they've made just one of their last 11 shots. McLeod head fake, wants to post up on White, nothing there. Hurls it back over. Now underneath the basket it goes to Peterson. Has the ball knocked away. McLeod gets it back. His putback is good. So McLeod has been the top scorer for New Hope in this game. He now has 6 points. Isaiah Large adding 5. New Hope shooting 19%. Idaho shooting 54% in this game. Under 4 minutes to go in the first half. Pass intended for White, knocked out of bounds by McLeod, and that will take us to our final timeout of the first half. The presenting sponsor of today's broadcast is FanDuel. FanDuel, the official NBA one-day fantasy game. Play today, win today, 52-17 on New Hope. 3 minutes, 42 seconds left to go in the first half. Jake Strawn gets the inbounds pass, feeds it over to Ingram. Step over, left side, spin move, and a little baby hook from Skylar White. His shot falls, and the Vandals now up 54-17. So every player for Idaho has played in this first half. Only 3 have not scored. Poway, Sarbaugh, and Nate Sherwood. Everyone else has scored for the Vandals. The starters played about the first 5 minutes. Idaho jumped out to a 20-0 lead on the smaller school here in New Hope. Well, here's the three-pointer. Large will take another one. It comes up short. They're being forced to take some deep, deep threes. Idaho with the rebound. Ingram drives, goes over to White. Left wing over to Blair. Feeds it on the right wing. Now Blair goes over to Strawn. He'll take another 3. It's no good. Offensive board by White. And in one fluid motion, got the board. Came right back up with it. Almost a full motion of his arm. Makes the shot. So White seeing some extended playing time here. So guys a little bit further on the bench. Getting to play a lot of minutes here in this matchup against New Hope. Large drives over left side, flips it over to McLeod. McLeod goes back in the corner to him. Large will take the contested three, a hand in his face, puts it off the mark, no good. It was Ingram who was able to alter that shot. Blair gets the board, feeds it back over to the point guard Ingram. Ingram, White, Strawn, Poway, and Blair out on the court for the Vandals. Poway gives it up to White, straight away thinking about the three. He'll take it. It comes up short. Rebound by Emerson Hoffman. The Vandal bench ride now outscoring New Hope in this game, 39-0. Idaho with 35 rebounds. New Hope with just 10 in the game. Driving, McLeod feeds it over. An off-balance shot way off the mark from Harbick. Rebound by Skylar White. Ingram tries to get it to Blair, but a bad pass from Ingram. An ill-advised pass, and Trey Harbick comes away with the steal for New Hope. Under 2 minutes to go. Harbick wanted the catch and shoot, not enough room. Back between the circles to McLeod. Idaho up 56-17 here on New Hope. 1:45 left to go in the first half. Harbick will take the three. Good idea. It falls in. 56-20 now the score. Harbick now with 6 points. That's tied for a team high for New Hope. He's right there with Carlos McLeod. Nate Sherwood steps over to the scorers table. See if he can step in before the first half comes to an end. Minute 20 left to go. White will take another three, comes up short, tries to get his own rebound. Ball knocked loose. Large grabs it with a full head of steam. It's a 1-on-2. He'll still try to drive. Ball knocked away. Then he gets it back, gives it over to McLeod underneath the basket. Blocked from behind by Pullum Poway. Ingram comes away with it. So Idaho, these two teams playing hot potato with the basketball, has it back. Blair fakes the three. Now he'll take it wide open in the corner. Comes up short. Poway couldn't get the offensive board. McLeod dislodged it right into the hands of Large. Under a minute to go. Large will take a deep, deep three, and that's no good. Bounces over to Skylar White. A little bit of a frenzied pace here from one end of the court to the other. Idaho unable to hang on for the final possession of the first half. 20-second difference between the shot clock and the play clock. White will take a three, and that falls. So Skylar White, a three-pointer for him. He now has 9 points. That is tied with Chad Sherwood for a team high and a game high, 59-20. Idaho up on New Hope. Been a long time, been a little while, I should say. Not super long since Idaho has scored 100 points in a game, and they're on pace to do that here tonight. New Hope with it. 10 on the shot clock. Harbick, pump fake. He'll take the three. It's no good. 10 seconds left to go in the half. Blair over to Ingram. He crosses half court. 5 seconds left to go. Ingram up and under. His lay-in is good. And New Hope will get it. No shot will get off. And Idaho will go into the locker room with the 61-20 lead on New Hope. We will take a timeout and come back with our halftime show. This is the Idaho Vandals Radio Network from Learfield Sports. Championship every year, and Winona Lake, Indiana. It will be New Hope basketball as we get this second half started. 61-20, Idaho with the lead. The starters, well, help the Vandals jump out to a 20-0 advantage on New Hope to begin the second half. New Hope with it left side, gives it over to Large. Harbick and Large, the top two scorers. Now over to McLeod. McLeod tries to cross over Sarbaugh, nothing there. Harbuck head fake for a three, gives it to Large. He tries baseline, draws contact, and a charge will be called on Isaiah Large. It was Chris Sarbaugh who was able to take the charge. So Vandal basketball here. New Hope talking to their coaches before the game. They were on a long, long trek to get here yesterday. Said it took them 10 hours by a pair of vans to make the trek here from Eugene to Moscow. Again, weather's been very bad in a lot of places, but especially here in Moscow. And they said they're going to make the trek back after tonight. Sanders drives, gives it over to McCurchin. He'll take a jumper from the short corner, and it falls. Arkady McCurchin with the basket, and Idaho now up 63-20. So the 43-point lead is the largest for the Vandals in this game. 50 seconds into the second half. Hopefully New Hope able to travel back easily tonight. They've got a long night of travel ahead of him. Here's Large, pump fake, drives, feeds it back out over to Harbick, gives it to Large. He'll take the long three, and it's good. Isaiah Large, guy who's not afraid to take a lot of shots, makes his second three-pointer. Large now with the team-high 8 points. That is the 9th shot he's taken in this game. 63-23, back to a 40-point Vandal lead. Sanders, now over to Calendret, left corner to Sarbaugh, gives it over to Sanders, catch and shoot, and it is no good, goes in and out. Sanders 1 for 5 from beyond the arc in this game. 63-23 our score. Josiah Lynch back over to Large. Large tries baseline right side. Now to Harbick, right back over to Lynch on the baseline. Drives, goes up and under. His lane's no good. Offensive board by McLeod. He'll dribble out. Fresh shot clock here for the Deacons. Ball stripped away by Chris Sarbaugh. Sarbaugh lobs it up for Nashawn George, and he gets it right underneath the basket. No problem with the lay-in there. The defender Harbick, who was trying to stop him, went flying right by him. Don Verlin talking to him before the game, praised the team, got a lot of practice time in, had a great week, so they're really focused, enjoying their longest stretch off between the WSU game last Thursday and this game against New Hope. Vandals up 65-23 on the Deacons. 17 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the first half. Large, right wing, and now to McLeod, into the corner. It's Peterson, the Hawaii native. Right block gives it to McLeod. Ball knocked out of bounds by McCurchin. And there's 2 on the shot clock, so New Hope's going to have to get this off quickly. Large will inbound the ball. He'll be defended by Perion Calendret. Inbounds pass goes to Peterson, and he's not going to get the shot off in time. It'll be a shot clock violation. So the Vandal defense comes up with a stand there. Again, every member of the Vandals has played in this game. 14 Idaho Vandals have appeared in this game, and only 3 have not scored. So 14 Vandals who have played this year. There are 2 other Vandals, Miles Franklin and Tyler Brimhall, who are redshirting this year. A drive from Sanders goes into some traffic, doesn't matter. Had 3 crimson jerseys around him and still gets underneath the basket and banks the shot up and in. 67-23. Vandals with a 24-point advantage now. 3 minutes into this second half. Here's a three-pointer from New Hope, and that's good. Josiah Lynch gets it to fall. He only had 4 points. All came from the free throw line in their last game, a loss to Umpqua Community College. And he makes that three-pointer. 67-26, Vandals up for Lynch. That's his first basket of the game. Right wing, Sanders drives, gives a no-look dish to Sarbaugh. Sarbaugh just barely saves a baseline. Goes back out to Sanders. He'll take the 3. He's got it. Victor Sanders, described as one coach earlier this year, was an assistant from Little Rock, talking to him before the game as a pure shooter. Well, a pure shot there from Victor Sanders, a 3 for the Vandals. They have now knocked down 9 three-pointers in the game. 70-26, Vandals up. Large, he'll take another 3. Off the mark, just over to the right side. Rebound by George. Flips it up to Calendret, running the point. Look down low, gives it to George. He'll take a long 2, comes up short. New Hope gets the basketball. Chad Sherwood at the scorer's table, ready to check in at his first opportunity. 4 minutes into the game, or I should say into the second half. Idaho a 70-26 lead. Baseline drive, McLeod has it cut off by Sarbaugh. Has the ball stripped away by McCurchin. 3-on-2 fast break. Now a 2-on-1. Sanders goes up, feeds it over to George. He gets the lay-in and is fouled. So Sanders unselfishly dished it over at the last second. And it'll be an and-one opportunity for George. George, I think, wanted the alley-oop there, but Sanders a little late on it. That foul shot will be coming when we return. Idaho 72, New Hope 26. 15 minutes, 45 seconds. The media timeout. He made his basket, so he's at the line here for 1, looking for a 3-point play. George, 10 points in this game. Here's the foul shot up, and it is good. So he now has a game-high 11 for the Vandals, 73-26 the score. George, 11 points and 5 rebounds. Skylar White with 10 rebounds and 9 points. He has a chance to have a double-double in the game. Lane attempted by Large. It's no good. Vandals the numbers advantage. Coming up in transition, Jordan Scott underneath the basket to George. Goes off the glass, and he has an easy basket. Idaho quickly turning a board into 2 points. 75-26, the Vandals keep adding on to their largest lead of the game. So this 49-point advantage is the largest for the Vandals. 15 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Harbick left side over to McLeod. McLeod dribbles over to the left. 10 on the shot clock. Harbick will take a 3, and he gets fouled. Will it be a 2 or a 3? He had his foot on the line. So it will only be a 2 as Trey Harbick will head to the line for 2. Harbick, a native of McKenzie River, Oregon, also on the New Hope golf team. He had 13 points and 7 rebounds 2 games ago as they lost to Southwest Oregon Community College. New Hope has been on an 8-game losing streak. Their wins this year over West Coast Baptist and 2 over Walla Walla University. Here's the first of 2. Harbick has it come up short. Shot no good. Vandals out rebounding New Hope right now, 41-15. Pair of substitutions here. It'll be a swapping out of the big guys. Arkady McCurchin and Deshaun George head over to the bench. Ty Egbert and Nate Sherwood will come to the game, joining Pat Ingram, Jordan Scott, and Chad Sherwood out on the floor. Harbeck, the 6'4 sophomore, makes his second, and it's now 75-27. Vandals on top of New Hope here. Idaho in their final home game of 2015. The next home game, January 14th, as Idaho just one more non-conference game. Chad Sherwood, he had 9 points, tied for a team high in the first half in the game. Left elbow, Ingram picks up his dribble, goes to Egbert down low. Looking for an open three for Sherwood, won't get it there. Scott left side, drives, gives it over to Sherwood, tries to get it down low, goes over to his brother Nate, now to Jordan Scott. He'll take the three, made one in the first half, that won't go. Nate Sherwood unable to get the offensive board. It's Large who grabs it for New Hope on a bounce. He feeds it over here to Harbeck, right back to Large, right corner. New Hope just traveled with 8 guys, so could see them maybe running out of steam here, but ball knocked around underneath the basket, and McLeod grabs it and makes the lay-in. So McLeod underneath the hoop gets his shot to fall. 75-29, a 4-0 run here. Or I should say 75-30 the score, excuse me, a New Hope run right now. Idaho has still made 5 of their last 7 shots. The Vandals at halftime were up 61-20. Jumped out to a 20-0 lead in the game. Right elbow. Nate Sherwood goes back over to his brother Chad. A straightaway three is good. Chad Sherwood drains the three-pointer. He now has 12 points. The assist goes to his brother Nate. So Nate, the redshirt freshman. Chad, the redshirt sophomore. Sherwood brothers from West Albany, Oregon, playing for the Vandals. A drive and a foul going to be called on Jordan Scott. Tried to pick the pocket of Isaiah Large. That will be just the second team foul on Idaho. Both teams with 2 team fouls. Haven't been a lot of fouls in this game in general. Both teams in the first half had 5. Emerson Hoffman steps in for New Hope along with Logan Register. Cloud in the game. Goes baseline, and another foul going to be called on Jordan Scott. So for Jordan, he picks up another, and that will mean that New Hope will inbound the ball again from the baseline. 13 minutes, 35 seconds left to go in this game. Idaho has 78-30 lead on New Hope. Ball tipped up in the air. Jordan Scott has it. Scott lobs it up for Pat Ingram, trying to save it. Does. Gets it over to Chad Sherwood. Now to Jordan Scott. Still a numbers advantage. Alley-oop. No, Egbert will go down with it. It was lobbed underneath the basket. Egbert grabbed it, went down, came back up, and he is able to get that lay-in. So Ty Egbert now with 10 points for the Vandals. Idaho has not had a player have a double-double this year. Egbert 10.6 rebounds right now. McLeod tries to get a pass into some traffic. It's knocked away. Ty Egbert gets it. Looking for his point guard. Ingram, he hands it off to him. Pass over to Sherwood. Chad will take a three from the corner. It's an air ball. Jordan Scott able to grab it on a hop from the elbow. Nate Sherwood gives it down low to Ty Egbert. Left-handed hook shot rattles around, and it falls out. Shot no good. Rebound by New Hope. 50-point Vandal lead, their largest of the game. 80-30 our score. The largest victory for Idaho in school history. This note was passed along as a three-pointer put up by Logan Register. That won't fall. Offensive board by New Hope. McLeod gets it, feeds it back over to Large, almost travels on the baseline. Now over to Emerson Hoffman. He takes a shot, it goes in and out, no good. Vandal board in transition. Pat Ingram trying to push it over to Chad Sherwood, wide open for three. He'll let it fly, and it falls. Chad Sherwood, his 5th three-pointer of the night, and it is 83-30. Chad Sherwood now with 15 points. His career high is 19. He had that against Linfield earlier this year. Stumbling, a foul is going to be called on Pat Ingram as Isaiah Large is the victim of that foul. Now it'll take us to another timeout. 11 minutes and 58 seconds left to go. That note on the largest victory in Idaho history came back on November 30th, 1987. The minutes and 58 seconds left to go in the game. New Hope basketball, they'll inbound it from the baseline. 14 fouls on Idaho. One was called on Pat Ingram right before that media break. McLeod will drive out. Now we'll step back, take a three. That was deflected by Jordan Scott. Chris Sarbaugh grabs it on a hop. Chris Sarbaugh, Nate Sherwood, Chad Sherwood, Jordan Scott, and Pullum Poway out on the floor. Chad Sherwood drives towards the basket, too much on it. Him and his brother both try to get the rebound. Chad Sherwood dribbles out. He'll take a three, and he's got it. Chad Sherwood, another three. He now has 18 points. He's really feeling it from beyond the arc, 86-30. So Sherwood 6 for 10 from long range. It's been 11-0 run for Idaho. Here's a three-pointer put up. That won't fall from Emerson Hoffman. and we're going to have a foul called on New Hope here. Carlos McLeod committing the foul right underneath the basket, trying to get the rebound for New Hope. So it's been a scoring drought of 3 minutes and 9 seconds. New Hope has just made 2 of their last 9 baskets. Kyle Schwinn, a Eugene native, so going to school in his hometown, will step back into the game. McLeod will get a quick breather here. New Hope with just 8 players here, so not a lot of depth for them. So I have to imagine fatigue will be an issue for the Deacons. 86-30, Idaho up. 11 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game. Nick Blair steps in for the Vandals. Over to Chad Sherwood. He'll take another 3. That won't go. Had Sherwood made it, it would have been a career high. Ball tipped right into the hands of Chad Sherwood. He was ready to go back on defense. Sarbaugh inside the perimeter, goes back out to Sherwood underneath the basket. Great pass from Chad Sherwood right under to Jordan Scott. Looked like he was doing the limbo as he put it up right underneath the hoop, and he gets it to fall 88-30. Idaho now on a 13-0 run. If Chad Sherwood makes another basket, it'll be a career high. Drawing the foul is Isaiah Large, and Large is going to head to the line for a pair of shots. Paulum Poway being called for that foul. So Chad Sherwood is going to step out here, and Jake Strawn will take his spot. Sherwood 18 points, 6 for 12 from the field. He's made 6 3-pointers. Those 6 3-pointers a career high. Here's the first foul shot. Large gets it to go, and that ends a 13-0 stretch for Idaho. Jake Strawn steps into the game. Chad Sherwood heads out. Idaho 88, New Hope 31. Idaho has had the control of this game since the opening tip. Idaho jumped out to a 20-0 lead. Second foul shot goes in and out. Rebound by Nick Blair. Vandal basketball. Jake Strawn, the Colton native, has 3 points in this game. Had 4 assists as well. That was especially good to see. Blair gives it over to Strawn. He'll take the 3, and it's good. Make it now 6 points for Jake Strawn as he knocks it down. 91-31 the score. Jake Strawn, the Colton native, was the Washington 1B Player of the Year in 2014. 3-pointer on its way from Hoffman. Too much on it, no good. Chris Sarbaugh gets the board. The point guard in transition. Out to Strawn, open for 3 in the corner. He buries it. Another 3 for the Vandals, 94-31. And Idaho on their way here to scoring 100 points for the first time since the 2008 season. Vandals 94, New Hope 31. 9:40 remaining. Bad pass underneath the basket. Harbeck thought that Hoffman was going to go cutting towards the hoop. He didn't. It goes out of bounds. And it'll be Idaho ball. Pat Ingram will step in. Chris Sarbaugh will step out. Idaho here in the second half, shooting 65%. The Vandals 13 for 20 from the field in the second half. Idaho shooting 57% in the game. New Hope shooting 20%. Vandals dominating on the glass. 49 boards for Idaho, 18 for New Hope. Blair feeds it down low to Poway. Poway gives it over to Jordan Scott. He dashes towards the basket and gets his lay-in to go. 96-31. Vandals inch closer to that 100-point mark. Left wing, here is Schwinn, the Eugene native. Between the circles, over to Large. He'll take a contested 3, and it's no good. Jordan Scott rises up and gets the rebound. He has 7 boards. Skylar White has 10 for the Vandals. Skip pass over to Strawn. He'll take another 3. He's got it. Jake Strawn has 4 3-pointers in this game. He has a career high now, 12 points, and Idaho knocking at the door of scoring 100 points in a game for the first time since the 2008 season. Here's a 3, and answering back is Logan Register. So that is the first points that New Hope has been able to get from their bench in this game. 99-34 the score. Can Idaho break the century mark here? Blair over to Strawn. Strawn's had the hot hand. Left wing feeds it to Ingram. Paulum Poway, one of 3 Vandals who hasn't scored in this game. Strawn pump fake. Goes underneath the basket to Blair. Blair gets it, goes up. Shot no good. Poway had the board. That shot stripped away. But Scott has it back. Fresh shot clock for the Vandals. Strawn and over. It's Scott, will take the 3. It's no good. Offensive board by Nick Blair. Blair picks up his dribble. He heaves it back over to Pat Ingram. Ingram drives left side. Pulls up. Now over to Blair. Blair will take a 3, and it is no good. So the Vandals had their opportunities. Couldn't quite take advantage of it there. Idaho drops back defensively here. New Hope, give them all the credit. They're doing everything they can in this game as a lay-in goes up, and it's good from Isaiah Large. Large becomes the first New Hope player with double-digit points. He now has 11. 99-36. It's been a 5-0 run for New Hope. 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. Strawn catch and shoot, another three. That is no good. Tip up and in from Jordan Scott, and Idaho, for the first time since 2008, has scored 100 points in a game. It's 101-36. Left wing Register's already made a three. He has those zigzags shaved into the side of his head. Pump fake from Peterson, trying to drive on Poway. Looked like he traveled, but instead no whistle. Gets it out over to the hands of Register. Now to Schwinn, 8 on the shot clock. Schwinn to Large. Large will drive, has it stripped away. Open three with 5 to go on the shot clock. It's good. Register makes his second. 101-39. Now our score. 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the game. Vandals, their largest margin of victory was a 77-point win. Strawn now to Ingram. Ingram stutter step over to Strawn. He'll take that three, and that's no good. So Blair goes up, tries to get the board, can't get it. So Strawn, after coming off the bench, shooting very hot, slowing up a little bit here. Here's a long three, heaved up by Lynch. Hits off the mark. Rebound by Pat Ingram. Vandals trying to push it here. Ingram over to Blair. Blair up and under. Gets it to go underneath the basket. 103-39. Blair now with 4 points. Career highs in this game for Jake Strawn. He has 12. Jordan Scott with 13. That's got to be close. Chad Sherwood one shy of his career high. And a foul is called here on the Vandals. That will take us to a timeout. 6 minutes and 14 seconds left to go in the game. Idaho 103-39. They lead New Hope. This is the Idaho Vandals Radio Network with 18. So the Vandals, having it spread out, all 14 players have played. Only 3 have not scored, and the 3 have not scored are guys who typically see minutes. Nate Sherwood, Chris Sarbaugh, and then Paulin Poway as well. New Hope basketball after the timeout. Harbick right side over to Peterson. Peterson will take a three, and it's good. Boy, it didn't inspire much confidence coming out of his hands, but that one able to fall in. So another three for New Hope. New Hope here in the second half has knocked down 5 3-pointers, so they only had 4 in the first half. 103-42 now the score. Skylar White steps back to the game. No look dish over to Nick Blair. Rises up and air. Blair slams it home with a two-hand flush. 105-42. Nick Blair now with the career high 6 points. He had 5 though against WSU, playing some important minutes in the Vandals' last game, that victory over the Cougars. Here's Large, another three attempted. No good. Offensive board by New Hope. Peterson pump fake from beyond the arc. Poway, the big man, being forced to play further away from the basket, and Peterson lost his footing. He misses, or I should say he travels, and it's a turnover on New Hope. So Nashawn George in this game, his 13 points. Able to make an impact. His career high is 13. There's a three-pointer. Jake Strawn again knocks down a three-pointer, 108-42. So the Colton native now with 5 three-pointers in this game. Crossover move. Large goes up wildly, gets him off the basket, and it goes. So Large has been the top scorer for New Hope. 13 points for him. He's done it on 4 for 16 shooting. Idaho 108, New Hope 44. The Vandals have not cracked 110 points since the 2007 season. Jake Strong left side, goes over to Blair. Down low, it's Skylar White who feeds it to Paulin Poway. He flushes it home with the two-hand dunk, 110-44. Poway scores. So Nate Sherwood and Chris Sarbaugh, the only 2 Vandals who haven't scored. But Chris Sarbaugh, the senior, more about distributing the ball in this game. He has 9 assists. Boy, it's been a while since the Vandals had 9 assists. Shot blocked from Skylar White. It will go out of bounds. Last touch by White, though, as he deflected that basketball. So it has been a while since the Vandal has had 9 assists. Last year, Mike Scott had 10 assists on January 17th. Vandals up 110-44. 4 minutes remaining in the game. New Hope basketball taken away by Pat Ingram. Fast break, no one near him. Goes up, flushes it home. A two-hand dunk, 112-44. So Idaho, 112 points. They have scored 110-plus points for the first time since the 2007 season. Idaho did that against Cascade College. New Hope answers back with a three-pointer. Logan Register gets his third of the game. All have come in the second half, 112 Now to 47 the score. Vandals' largest margin of victory, 77. And there will be a foul called on New Hope. And that will take us to our final timeout. 3 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the game. Idaho up 112-47 on New Hope with 3:25 left to go. Today's presenting sponsor of our 1999 that Idaho has scored 100-plus points in a game. Inbounds pass goes right to Skylar White as he's able to make the easy lay-in. 114 now to 47. So this is the most points that Idaho has scored in a game since 1991. The last time Idaho has scored this many points was in the 1991 season in a victory over Simon Fraser. 3 minutes left to go here in the game. Idaho has controlled it from the opening tip. The Vandals jumped out to a 20-0 lead on New Hope College. Left wing McLeod back in the game. Trying to cross over Blair. Only 5 on the shot clock. And a offensive foul will be called on New Hope. So the most points scored in a game in school history, surprisingly coming against a Pac-12 opponent, though it was a long time ago. The Vandals beat Arizona State back in 1965, 122-109. So that one was a track meet back in 1965. Jake Strawn open for three. He'll take another. He's got it. Jake Strawn has had the hot hand in this game. A career-high 18 points, 6 for 11 shooting. And the Vandal bench erupting, cheering on Strawn. So Strawn, the redshirt freshman, what a game he's had. Dish out over into the hands of Harbeck. His shot is no good. Ball tipped around. 117-47 the score. Here's a three. That won't fall. Vandals grab it in transition. Ingram looking over for Strawn. He'll get it to him. Open for three again. He's got it. Jake Strawn, his 7th three-pointer of the night. What a game for Jake Strawn as the Idaho Vandals now have 120 points. 120-47. Idaho with the chance to break the school record for the most points in a game. Vandals have it here. Under 2 minutes left to go. Bringing it up is Pat Ingram. Skylar White up top. Strawn looking for it. He grabs it. He falls. Punches it over to Nick Blair. Blair will drive. Dishes it out to White. White 15 on the shot clock. The Vandals look like they are 2 points away here, and there's a three from Jake Strawn. It is good. Strawn makes the three, and the Idaho Vandals have broke the school record for most points in a game. 123 now to 50 the score as Strawn continues to knock him down. Strawn with 24 points. His career high coming into the game was just 3. The redshirt freshman from Colton had over 1,500 points in his high school career for Colton High School, where he helped them win a state championship. 123-50, and again, I'm looking at all of the 100-point games in history. There's a pass to Nick Blair, and he slams it home. 125-50. The largest margin of victory for Vandals in a game was a 77-point win over Northwest College. 50 seconds and counting. Large drives his shot up and under, and it is good. So more than likely, the largest margin of victory no longer in play. But the potential, looks like this one is it. The largest amount of points scored in a game in team history. Here's Strawn for three again. It's off the mark. Put back dunk by Nick Blair. Air Blair shows off his hops. And now the shot clock not quite turned off there. New Hope will get another chance. 127-52 underneath the basket. Largest shot no good. And it'll be a putback by McLeod. So Idaho can just dribble this one out here. But again, 127 points. Looking at the all-time 100-point games in Idaho history. Previously, 122 points back in 1965 was the high before, but 127. Idaho here today breaking the school record for most points in a game. They'll dribble this one out. The Vandals will defeat New Hope tonight 127-54. So we will take a timeout as handshakes about to be exchanged here. This one in the books. The Idaho Vandals put this one in the record books with a 127-54 win over New Hope. We'll take a timeout and come back with the postgame show. This is the Idaho Vandals Radio Network from Learfield Sports. I'm gonna go ask a question here real quick. I'm gonna be away from the headset. 3-minute break, right? Yeah, okay.